Hi, all my gorgeous souls. This is the homework family reading for Sagittarius. There is no reason I'm starting with Sagittarius other than that's just where I am drawn to at this time. So I'm bringing out, I did this a long time ago, the homework family readings, and for whatever reason, it was too much for me at that time. But now I'm going to start bringing them out again. And I'm going to go through all 12 signs. I'm going to try to make it very short and simple so that I can get in and give you an idea of what's going on with your energy for the month. But as I do that, let me help you understand because so many of you have never heard of the homework family readings before. I'm going to break it down for you really fast and then we'll get into it. I want to make sure that you understand that I call it the homework family readings because this is more or less we're getting into our homework of our soulful growth and we're looking at it from all of our different aspects. So I tell you, if you are, like a Sagittarius sun, because this is the Sagittarius energy, then you are looking at it from your core energy. You are looking at it from all things related core. When we get looking into astrological energies, sometimes people may look at you and call you, your rising sign instead of your actual core sun sign. And that's because sometimes the up close and personal, really in our family, our life, don't notice the energy of the core until they get to know you better. But they might realize the rising. Now, the reason I'm explaining it this way is because the rising sign is what people first pick up off of you. So this is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising signs. But this one specifically is for Sagittarius. If it is your rising sign energy, we're looking more at what is your manifestation energy. What is your three-dimensional energy? The physical world around you. This is what we're talking about. So when you're looking into these, I want you to look from this point of view so that you can understand where I'm talking to you from. And if you are a Sagittarius moon, we're getting into your emotional and your physical body, health, physical. We are looking at it from this standpoint. And I want to make sure that you're understanding how to view these readings so that they are more helpful for you. With that being said, I am open for appointments and you can book appointments through me. All of that information is in the description box below. It is right there for you to go back and read that information later. And if you're interested, please always, check out my Etsy shop because I have several essential oil lines that are all set for your mystical and spiritual healing as well. With that being said, let me jump right into this. Sag, first off, you are in your second house. Right up until about the 21st of the month, you're in your second house, which means we are talking to you about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And how are you feeling? Is it being peaked? And for you, this is in your 10th house. This is your 10th house. And the 10th house on a universal level, on a universal level, the 10th house is Capricorn, which happens to be your second house. And that is loaded bases right now. You have the sun here, which is what's making it your actual second house that you are in at this time. You have the sun here up until the 21st. You have Pluto still here for several more years. You have Venus here, which is in retrograde. You have Vista here at the same time as Pallas. And this is bringing so much attention to you. Near the end of the month, you're going to have Mars moving into this energy. So you are definitely going through somewhat of either an identity crisis or an identity awakening in general. And you're starting to look at your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. You're starting to look at how you create and spend your money. And is it how you want to be creating and spending your money? Because that is the vibration that brings it to you. That is the vibration of your manifestation, that self-worth, that self-value, that self-esteem, or the lack thereof it. This is where you find yourself in liberation, or you find yourself the possession. And which one are you acknowledging with what is going on with you? Not to mention, Mercury is going to be going retrograde on the 14th. This is your actual third house, which is your communication zone. And it's going to be in retrograde in Aquarius starting on the 14th. But on the 25th, it's going to jump back into that second house with all those loaded bases, all of those energies. So you are about to either full on come into a bam of knowing exactly who and what you are and where you stand and coming into that liberation, or you're about to get shattered to put you on the map. Okay? More or less, one way or another, something is coming to start to spark you back up. And remember, Mercury retrograde deals with our shadow aspects. It also deals with us getting a little bit self-centered and cocky. I'm sorry, but when we're dealing with Mercury retrograde, every single person on the planet gets a little self-centered. But in this case, it's asking you, are you self-centered in the way that's bringing you self-worth, self-value, self-esteem? Are you in the way that is bringing you, the communication with your heart, your soul, and bringing you into the power of you? Are you seeing the true identity of who and what you are? Or is spirit going to have to shake you up a little bit to help you acknowledge the parts you're missing? And you're going to be extremely noticing this because, like I said, Mercury deals with the darker aspects. All right. So that's the third house. It's the communication of where you either communicate poorly with yourself or not with others, because it's the communication zone, but it's directly targeting your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. All right. Now, you also want to pay attention to the fact that Jupiter has entered your fourth house. Your fourth house is the house of the home. It is your inner emotional security. But on a universal level, Jupiter has entered Pisces, which is what it is for you. But Pisces on a universal level is also the 12th house. It's the grief, the sorrow, the shame, the blame, the skeletons in the closet. So what parts of you are you afraid of? What parts of you are you not coming clean with? And that's where that Mercury communication, that Jupiter energy, all of that energy is coming into, the idea of who and what you are. It's speaking to you. I'm trying to turn my page here just a little bit so that I make sure I'm saying the right proper words. I have my notes all over the place. This is coming into your conscious actions, your intuition, your self-motivated, your action-oriented, self-asserted energies. But it's on the extroverted side. So where are you bringing this up and out of you? Where are you bringing yourself breathing is what I just heard. Where are you breathing yourself back to life? Where are you finding that inner liberation? But here's the thing. The 12th house, your 12th house is Scorpio. And your 12th house is where the South Node just entered or is entering, is on the cusp. And the South Node is everything that you are good at, but it does not a damn bit of good for you anymore. And with it being in Scorpio, it's like what we like to call the tarot card. It's the death card in tarot cards. It's, where you have to let the dead to the dead so that the new can begin. And with it being in your 12th house, this is speaking directly about where are you hiding your bloom? Where are you hiding your resurrection? Where in you are you afraid of that resurrection? Where do you keep resurrecting into the same person over and over again? Because you're hiding from your grief, your sorrow, your shame, your blame, your insecurities. Where are you afraid to face yourself and see what parts of yourself need to heal in order for you to come into your true authentic power? Where is it that you keep missing the mark, Sag? What part of you are you afraid of to get deep and real enough with so that you can truly go where you need to go? Now, you have a full moon that's going to be taking place in Cancer, and it's going to take place on the 17th. For you, this is your 8th house. Now, luckily, there's not a whole ton going on here. I mean, as far as a butt ton of energy is going on in your 8th house. So this is one form is working for you, and in one form it's working against you. It depends on how emotionally truthfully you're being with yourself, because that 8th house is Cancer, which means it's nesting and you like to stay home. You like to stay home. You like to, at this time, you like to stay home within yourself, not necessarily the home, but within yourself. You like to keep all of the rules, the walls, the boundaries hidden within you. You may not necessarily be sharing them with the outer world, but you expect them to apply and understand with how you set them. That's not going to happen. You have to actually communicate outwardly what you want within the relationships that are part of your life. If you're thinking it in here, but you didn't actually speak it, that's not going to happen. This is about allowing your true emotional nature, as well as the truth of what you need to happen within these rules, these walls, these relationships, to help you come into fruition of where you want to be and the person you want to be. But if you don't communicate it properly, then you're going to have a problem. Now, on that full moon, it is going to be questioning your 2nd house. Again, that's the Capricorn energy, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. So this is going to be asking you also, are you pulling things to you to make you feel better? But is it fake or is it real? Are you facing your true self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, and you're coming into the liberation? Or are you pulling people to you to make you feel better simply because at this time there are wounds that you are still nursing? So where are you truthfully on this? This is about being honest with yourself. All right. Uranus is going direct on the 18th, which is your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom in the universal 2nd house. But for you, this is your 6th house. So this is speaking to you about bringing out your creativity, in the ability of being able to do so by not putting things in your way that keep you from being able to be the best you can be. I say all the time, your 6th house is about the people, the places, and the things that keep you or that you keep in your life. If you spend every day jogging, then that's part of what you're doing. If you spend, what I'm saying is there daily routines. Our daily routines are never mundane. The mundane is only seen as mundane because you overlook it. It is about you simply putting the right people, places, and things in your life that support the true you, that support you growing into being the you want to be. And you're probably seeing with it in retrograde where there are those false people with those fake fake love, fake help, fake not really there to help you, but to use you. And you're starting to acknowledge this so that it's asking you if you're coming into that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. As Uranus goes direct on the 18th, right after that full moon, you're going to start feeling more liberated about this energy. You're going to get a little bit as well, because we'll be working in retrograde, a little bit more of that word vomit. So you'll be even more ready to say, Sag, you guys just say it like it is already, but you'll be even more ready to just spit that shit right out there. And I'm just letting you know. Venus is in your 2nd house. So you've been very sensitive about it. And it's been in retrograde, picking at you about the value of yourself. It's going to come out of retrograde, but it's still not leaving Capricorn. But it'll stop feeling quite like it's picking on you. But until the 29th, when it does, yes, Yes, it's going to keep picking at you. Venus is not love. She speaks about your sensitivity, and she tells you what's good for you and what's not, and why it's good for you and why it's not. She speaks to you about how you could caress it and make more of it. But she also speaks to you about what harmed you, what hurt you, what lied to you, what betrayed you. And she's making sure you see the true value in yourself versus the world around you at this time. Mars will be entering that to bring it to full circle right around the 24th at the end of the month. But like I said, you have Jupiter in your fourth house all all year, bringing in the attention of the true home, the home of who and what you are inside of yourself, what you cannot escape from, and speaking to your independence, not your independence, your inner emotional security, and bringing healing to that, bringing healing to your personal foundation and your personal structure. But you have to be willing to see the grief, the sorrow, the shame, the insecurities, the lies that we tell ourselves, and the skeletons in the closet. And you want to make sure with the North Node now in Taurus, which is your sixth house, you're making sure you have the right people, places, and things in your life directing you the right way. Because the only way a true resurrection is going to happen, my darling, is for you to stop lying to yourself about where you're allowing it to go. There's only one deck of cards that is getting my attention, and I never know what I'm picking up. Because I switch their bags. So, is there anything the Sag needs to hear? Okay, you moved on me. I'm going to bring it up close, and I hope you can see it. It is the sword of law, bravery, self-discipline, and faith. I love you guys. I'll be back with your homework family reading next month in February. Bye.